Robert Smith could do things with the bowling ball that basically nobody else could. He was so far ahead of his time when he was in his prime and had the highest speed and rev rate on tour. In fact, his rev rate was almost too high at one point. There's clips online where he recorded a rev rate of 640, but it's been stated before that he's been able to reach over 700 RPM. This prompted him to go to a Sarge Easter grip in an attempt to reduce the amount of revs, and it certainly made a difference to his game. As we will see later on in this video, the amount of loft, speed and revs he was able to put on a bowling ball was just ridiculous, and I feel that even now we still haven't really seen a one-hander that could match what Robert Smith could do. Unfortunately, Smith had a number of injuries throughout his career, and although he owns 7 PBA titles, without injuries this would have been a lot higher. So although there are certainly a few what ifs about his career, he did have some excellent moments on TV. And in this video, we're going to look at Smith's best ever moments on television. I've done a number of these type of videos where I look at the best and worst moments of a PBA player, and you can watch some of these other videos by heading over to the channel. So without further ado, let's start today's list with number 3, the 2000 US Open.
Highest rev rate on the PBA Tour.
Robert Smith in California, and he is cooking early as well.
Open second frame. Robert Smith leading by 2 pins.
6 foot, 220 pounds. He used all of his 220 pounds behind that one.
Yeah, and here.
So we have a very, very tight match right now in the men's championship of the Sheets Open.
In order to beat Norm Duke, he's got to beat him at his own game. He's just got to make better shots like this one right here. To make an adjustment.
And Duke down by 26. Smith could extend 20 with a strike, and he does. To have this one.
Let's take a 36 pin lead. Ouch. Got to get this right in the 3 pin, slide it over. Look out.
Oh, what a shot by Robert Smith.
We start with what was Robert Smith's first PBA title, and it was a good one as it was a major, the 2000 US Open. Up to this point, his best performance in a major was a top 5 finish at the 98 Players Championship. He was the 1 seed in the 2000 US Open and would end up playing Norm Duke for the title. Smith had an open frame in the second after leaving the 3-6-9-10 and couldn't make the spare, although Norm also opened in the second after leaving the Big 4. Smith then had 3 in a row, but he went through the nose and had the 3-4-6-7 to deal with, but he managed to pick it up, and although he had a good lead, an open frame here could have really changed the momentum of the match. Norm Duke left another Big 4 in the 5th frame, however, he started to stage a comeback, throwing 4 in a row to cut Smith's lead to just 2 pins. Smith left a 10 pin in the 9th and then missed it, and it looked like he had now thrown this match away, but he put that miss from his mind and threw 3 strikes in the 10th frame. This was huge as it forced Duke to get the first strike in the 10th, but he went light, leaving an 8 pin, which meant Smith would win the title. Things got a little bit shaky towards the end, and luckily for Smith, the 10 pin miss didn't end up costing him, but those 3 shots in the 10th frame won him the title. Number 2, the 2007 Windy City Classic.
Standing in front of the ball return. Way left. Huge loft. Pounds. Drops 9. And 10.
Welcome back, Bobby. Welcome back.
For Smith. Boom. Bang. Force going through the 1-3 pocket.
Push. Push. Oh.
Pushes all 10 down. Crash. Started bowling at the...
One time.
There's a handful.
Yeah.
Handball.
Yeah.
That's a handful, son.
Not going to take it from him. No way. Yes, 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 yes.
8's good enough.
Thank you.
A game outing by Brad Angelo, the 5 seed, but he ran into a buzzsaw and maximum Bob Robert Smith.
3 years after his last win, Smith had a chance to win his 7th title at the 2007 Windy City Classic. He made the telecast as the 1 seed and played Brad Angelo in the final. Angelo got through what was a very low scoring semi-final against Chris Barnes, with the final score being 162 to 151. Smith started off this match going with a 3-step approach and a big loft and got a tripped 2-pin for an opening strike. He made that a double and then went back-to-back 9 spares. Angelo was leaving a ton of single pins himself and could only string a double together, but Smith was in the groove with his 3-step approach and huge loft and threw 4 in a row to take a 31-pin lead after 8 frames. He spared the 10-pin in the 9th frame and then got the count he needed in the 10th to win his 7th title, his first in almost 3 years. Number 1, the 2002 Japan Cup.
そしてスピードのあるボールを投げるロバート・スミス。これだけボールが曲がってきます。
今年はそういう意味では大きなチャンスですよね。
一方のロバート・スミスは
ちょっと早く抜けた。
今度はスプリットだ。さあに入ってしまいました。しかもスプリット。
The title match saw Smith play Chris Barnes, and both players started with a double, but Smith left a 10-pin and then Barnes left a solid 8-pin in the 3rd frame. Smith's 4th frame saw a very stubborn 5-pin wobble, but then it did fall and he followed this up with a strike on the left lane. Unbelievably, Smith left a solid 8-pin too in the 6th frame, which meant Barnes now had the lead. But a 6-7-10 split from Barnes in the 7th would open the match up again. It was then 2 back-to-back single pins for Barnes and Smith got a double. Barnes managed to double himself in the 10th, which forced Smith to mark. Smith didn't put a very good shot down here and had the 3-10 to deal with. This was a huge pressure shot and it can be tricky at the best of times, but Smith made the spare look pretty easy to seal the win. I chose this as number 1 as I felt that he could have easily missed this 3-10 spare, as there are a number of ways he could have chopped it, but he handled the pressure extremely well and made it look straightforward. And there we have it. Those were what I thought were Robert Smith's best ever moments on TV. Always a very, very entertaining player anytime he was on television. Don't forget to let me know what you thought of my list in the comment section below, and let me know if there's any other players you'd like me to do this sort of video for. I'm going to do a breakdown video for the PBA Tour Finals, so make sure to click the subscribe button so you don't miss that video and all of my future videos as well. That's going to do it from me for today, and as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.